a long time ago, man. You see? And Zelensky did a speech, but you don't know nothing about no Martin Luther King, man. His puppet masters in America wrote that speech for him, man. He don't know nothing about no Martin Luther King, man. You see, he did a speech. He did one to Germany, and he did one to America. He did a speech. He mentioned Martin Luther King. Man, he don't know nothing about no Martin Luther King, man. His puppet masters in America wrote that for him, man. What the hell he know about Martin Luther King? You see?
It says there's about 1.7 million ATMs outside of mainland China covering that accept that.
Speak up, let him hear it, bro, because you know the wind.
Come. Yeah, I Googled it to see what, you know what I'm saying, what areas actually accept Union Pay, and it says 1.7 million ATMs outside mainland China. Mainland China is covering major travel destinations like Hong Kong, Macau.
You ain't even got to name all of them.
Right.
Bro, they can research you, but this what type of time Russia and China are. So China is helping Russia, man. You see? So America gonna have to what? Sanction China. And hey, you look at Wally World, all your goodies coming from there, man. Once they start sanctioning China, y'all is done, man. Wally World is done, man. All your electronics come from there, man. You look on the back of there, man. On the back where it's made at and all that. Majority of it comes from China, man. Woo, man. You people in America in the pickle, man. Y'all in the pickle, man. Y'all in a bad situation. Okay? We not, but we believe in YAHAWASHI. We want this place to go. We send up curses. That's what we hope for the Most High to bring it down. And we see them curses. We send them curses up, and we see YAHAWASHI answering our prayers, man. Take this place down, man. When we send up curses, man, begging the Most High, take this place down, man. So read that in Jeremiah, start from the top.
All right.
At verse 7.
This is Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 7. Nevertheless, hear thou now this word that I speak in thine ears, and in the ears of all the people, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
That's what's coming, man. Okay? When you look into the different translations, it tells you basically, when you go into the different translations of it, it basically tells you that when you prophesied against them great kingdoms, you basically tell them that's what's coming. War, pestilence, okay? Evils, okay? When you go into the different translations of it, okay? So, all that's going to increase, man. War, pestilence, evils, man. All that's going to increase, man. It ain't going to be no peace in America, man. That's long gone, man. That's going, man. Okay? War coming to this place. Pestilence coming to this place. And evils. Bad times, man. Go ahead, bro.
This is verse 9. The prophet which prophesieth of peace, but the word of the prophet shall come to pass. Then shall the prophet be known that YAHAWASHI had truly sent him.
So when you see war, when you see pestilence, when you see bad times, you know that that man that's speaking that, starting with Elder Apostle GMS on down, you know we were sent, man. Through the spirit of power, YAHAWASHI, man. We them men that's back. And Lord willing, we didn't do it to the end. But we them men, man. Okay? Nobody else ain't feeding you with this type of information, man. Concerning America and Russia, man. They ain't, America got the mass of these people boxed in when it comes to Russia and their viewpoints.
Right.
They got the mass of these people boxed in, man.
Right.
Because what you see on the news is women and children. And that justifies America to aid and assist Ukraine.
Right.
See? Playing on the people's emotions. That's why I asked that woman what she think about it. Okay? And her response was what? It's bad. Because that's what she see on the news.
Right.
Women and children.
Right.
You see?
Right.
Emotions are easy to manipulate, man.
That's what they do. They just interview all these news channels, over here on the West or whatever. That's all they do is interview the women.
All the
And
time,
ask
man.
them for their opinions.
All the time, man. You see? And they play on the people's emotions, man. But America is aid and assist Ukraine. And Russia said, look, what they got going is going to plan. Because Putin stopping NATO from Ukraine joining NATO, and he getting rid of the military. He getting rid of the Ukraine military. He mopping them up. Okay? And you got the Chechens, okay, which is on the Russian side, and you got the ASFA battalion, okay? You got the Chechens, okay? And you got the ASFA battalion. And the ASFA is with Ukraine, and the Chechens is with Russia, okay? The ASFA is nationalists, okay? And the Chechens are basically Muslims, okay? But they on the Russian side. But you got the Chechens surrounding the ASFA battalions in Ukraine. I forget the name. I know they're getting them in. Most of the fighting is in Donbass, in Leopold. I think that's how you pronounce it. Let me look. I'm gonna show y'all something. Okay, I'm gonna let them say it. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all something real quick here. What we did. Let me see if I can get to it. All right, here we go. I'm gonna let them explain. It's I'm gonna let y'all hear this right here, and then I'm gonna speak on it.
Joanna, so to help us understand exactly what's happening in Ukraine, I'm joined now by our defence and security analyst, Michael Clark. Good afternoon to you, Michael. First off, looking at this map here, has Russia made any advances?
None really since last week on the map, but as the Ministry of Defence said this morning, Russia seems to be now going in for a strategy of attrition, which means they're bringing more troops in from lots of different areas, they bring more artillery in, so they're going to grind it out, which means more bombardments and sadly probably a lot more civilian deaths. In Kiev in particular, they're trying to bring their artillery into range of the city. They haven't surrounded the city as quickly as we thought, but when they get their howitzers within 15-mile range, then they can threaten to bombard the city almost at will with old-fashioned artillery shells.
Okay, now, really important to Russia in the south, if we look at the map, Mykolaiv, the city of Mykolaiv, and also Mariupol. Tell me what's happening there and why also they're so important.
Yeah, Mykolaiv is the gateway to Odessa, which is the main strategic objective in that part of the country. And at Mykolaiv, the Russians are unable to actually secure the city. They've been repulsed several times. The Ukrainians are counterattacking quite effectively, and they've even pushed them back. And as you indicated there on the icon, they seem for a while at least, to have got in behind them. If they have, that will be extremely interesting. So Mykolaiv is a really tough nut for the Russians to crack, and they seem to be doing worse rather than better over the last 2 or 3 days.
And Mariupol has been bombarded, hasn't it, for weeks now? Tell me what the latest is there.
80% of the housing stock has gone, either destroyed or damaged, and the siege of Mariupol goes on. They're still fighting in the city centre, which means that the city hasn't completely fallen, but it looks as if it's probably close to falling.
And of course, lots of people still in that theatre there who need to be saved.
Indeed.
Looking again at the wide map of the whole of Ukraine, Russia haven't made the progress that they want. How likely is it, do you think, there'll be some kind of pincer motion?
Well, logically, they have to do a couple of things. They have to try and unite their southern and their northern forces. They've got to drive down to the south or up from the north, somewhere around Poltava, one would guess, the ancient city of Poltava. They will try to meet up, and they will try to encircle the Ukrainian forces who are fighting so hard in the east of the country, particularly down here in the southeast. The Ukrainians have therefore got to decide at some point whether to withdraw westwards to live to fight another day and probably to be available for the defense of Kiev. But if they do that, then they've got to give up a lot of the defense of these areas that they've been so ferocious about for the first 3 weeks. That's a difficult problem for them. On the other hand, the Russians are making pretty hard work of this sort of link-up, but logically, that's what they've got to try to do.
Okay, and briefly, we've heard a lot, haven't we, about this hypersonic missile in the west that's been deployed. Tell me about that.
Yeah, the Kinzhal missile, Dagger in English, there it is on a MiG-31. It can be delivered just by an interceptor aircraft. No defense against it. It's a new threshold. These weapons were developed for the apocalyptic idea of war between the superpowers, not war between a smaller country in Eastern Europe. So it's another threshold crossed, I'm afraid.
Okay, so finally looking back
Yeah,
at that.
Russia got hypersonic missiles. Just as, tomorrow's technology. Hypersonic missiles are tomorrow's technology, man. You see? But Mariupol is where the heavy fighting is, in Donbass is where the, I want to say, that's how you pronounce it. That's where the heavy fighting is. And you got the Chechens fighting in Mariupol, and you got the Azov battalion in Mariupol, and they getting starved out, and they getting surrounded by them Russians. And see, what the Russians is doing is going after the military, because Putin wants Ukraine military to cease. He don't want them to have no military, man. And they throw civilians in there just so they can justify aiding and assisting the military that's in Ukraine. They can doctor up footage, and, you know what I'm saying? They got editing programs. They can doctor up footage and put women and children in certain places and show certain things to manipulate the mass of the people. But when you watch what Putin is saying, he's saying, look, we want the military out of there, and we don't want NATO, we don't want Ukraine to be part of NATO. That's what he's saying. And that's what he's accomplishing. He's mopping it up, right? Okay? And you can't get around it. Now, I can show you speeches dealing with Putin, because, man, if I, look, bro, Putin, hey, these American news anchors and these news stations are trying to make it seem like the Russians are weak, okay? But they not, man. They ain't laid Ukraine flat. The reason why they ain't laid Ukraine completely flat is because they want the Ukrainian people to come back in there, man. Right. They just trying to get rid of the military, and they don't want, like I was saying, NATO to be part of Ukraine. That's why they ain't just completely laid it flat. Yeah, they Russians, man. You know? Like I was saying last time in the other video, they speak the same language, they just use different punctuation. And when you look at the alphabet that they use, it's Cyrillic, which is like a Greek alphabet, man. So they speak the same language, You know what I'm saying? But over here in American media, they try to make it seem like Putin ain't accomplishing what he set out to accomplish, and he doing it. You see? He doing it, man. So read that again. Then turn him out.
All right. This is Jeremiah chapter 28, verse, start from the top or just that last verse?
Start from the top, verse 7.
7. It says Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 7. Nevertheless, hear thou now this word that I speak in thine ears, and in the ears of all the people. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. The prophet which prophesies of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that YAHAWAH by SHAM has truly sent him.
There you go, man. You see? So give me Ezekiel 12. What is it? 22 and 12. Oh no, I might have it back.
22 and 12.
Yeah, 22 and 12.
All right. This is Ezekiel chapter 12, verse 22. Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying, the days are prolonged, and every vision faileth?
Yeah, go ahead.
Tell them, therefore, thus said the Lord power, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel.
Go ahead.
But say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision. For there shall be no more any vain vision, no flattering divination within the house of Israel. For I am YAHAWAH by SHAM I will speak, and the word that I shall speak shall come to pass. It shall be no more prolonged, for in your days, O rebellious house, will I say the word and will perform it.
See that?
Said YAHAWAH by SHAM power.
So start back up again. Alright. I was looking for this one with Putin's speech. But I ain't ran across it yet.
Well, he's basically spilling the beans.
Yeah, he's spilling the beans. He's spilling the beans on everything, man. And I'm really trying to find it, man. But you know what I'm saying? So Jake can see, man. Cause Jake like the links, man. Jake like to see what he's talking about. But you know what I'm saying? I say it. But Jake like to see, man, where's he getting that from? You know what I'm saying? Where's he getting that from, man? Hey, man, there's so much news out there, man. I can't cover all of it, man. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Russian authorities threatening to seize Coca-Cola and seize all the goods. Like they can shut the Coca-Cola down over there, but they can't take the product out of the country. McDonald's can't take their product out of the country. They just seize all that, man. They threaten to seize all that, man. You know what I'm saying? They can shut McDonald's down, but they can't take the products out of the country, out of Russia. You know what I'm saying? You remember where it said, bro? You remember what day I sent it on? Sent that to you? What was the date on it?
I came across the one you sent me about Russia going switching to that Union Pay.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Nah, I'm talking about where he did that speech. Y'all bear with us. stuff, it's kind of hard to just go straight to it. You gotta search it out, but it's very important that it come out. You know, so Jake is seeking. Jake won't answer, man. Jake won't know what's going on. And you got camps that ain't, you know what I'm saying, just ain't going into stuff like this, man. That's just what it is, man. Jake want to know, man. But you, like I said, you got camps that ain't going into it.